Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos.
Women's participation in NREGA continues to rise 59% this fiscal year, that is till December 2022. Up to December 2022 there was increased women's participation in the NREGA scheme. So this is what the news is about. Let's move on to the news. So how the news is related to examination is, under prelims it is related to economic and social development. Similarly, under mains it is related to Indian economy and issues relating to planning, mobilization of resource, growth, development and employment. Okay, let's move on to the news. So the women's participation in the NREGA has touched the highest this year in the past 10 years. That is, the number of women's percentage in the total in the overall total percentage has touched 59.24%. The lowest percentage was seen in the lowest percentage in the past 10 years was seen in 2020-21 at 53.19%. The participation of women in NREGA is defined as women's percentage out of the total percentage. So this is the one thing. While segregating the data, we could able to find that the southern states have contributed to the more number of women's participation in the NREGA. For example, in Kerala it is 89%, and in Tamil Nadu it is 86%, Puducherry it is 87.6%, and Goa it is 72%. So these are all the areas where women have clocked more amount of work days under NREGA Act. And in the states like northeastern states as well as northern states like Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh, it is hovering around 40% only. The women's participation in NREGA work scheme is around 40% only. So this is one thing. And the periodic labor force surveys, which was published by Ministry of Statistics program implementation, which is very important from the prelims perspective, what it has said is that the female labor force participation has increased in the recent years, and the rise is sharp in the rural areas. See, from the data you could be able to see that the women's labor force participation got increased to 30.5% in 2020-23 time period from 18.2% in 2017-18 time period. So this is what the data brought out by the organization speaks about. Okay, let's move on to NREGA scheme. What does the NREGA scheme is about? It is the law that has been, the NREGA Act is the statutory act that has been passed by the Parliament in 2005, which guarantees the right to work to the rural citizens in India. And the government assures a minimum of 100 days of unskilled manual work to the adult members of an eligible rural household. So what is the eligibility is, they need to be citizen of India, and they need to be above 18 years of age. Thirdly, they need to be rural household, and fourthly, they should have the will to do the unskilled work. If the work is not assigned within 15 days after the application, means then the applicant is entitled to get the unemployment allowance, and all the work need to be socially audited, and then the Panchayat Raj institutions takes the lead in planning, implementation, as well as the monitoring the resource allocation as well as the goal of the project or the mission which they are doing, and the payments are made on weekly basis and cannot be delayed more than 15 days. So this is what the important details with regards to the NREGA scheme is about. So okay, let's look into what are the other areas which we need to be further aware of. We should be aware of what is periodic labor force survey. Secondly, we should also be aware of what is National Sample Survey Organization. In both of them, we should be aware of what are all the structure, function as well as their mandate. Thirdly, we should also be aware of what are all the urban employment scheme that is available in India. So these are all the other areas which we need to be further aware of